I'm not gonna complain that we have freezing temperatures this morning. I'm not, really, because I saw our favorite weather guy, Mike, say that on Sunday we could hit 70. So I'm just, you know, we're just gonna ride out this little cold snap this morning, and by the weekend it'll be all better. Good morning, Ruby. So it really did get down in the 20s last night. It's 29 out there right now. And just went past Sheets, and gas is down to $2.12 a gallon here. When did we lose that 40-50 cents? Wow. So this tire station, every year they make a Christmas tree out of tires, and yesterday they had half the stack done. I see it's finished today, and they've painted it white, but I don't see lights yet. I'm sure they're gonna get to lights. This light turning red and me being the lead car is good news, because I need to get right here, and there's like no way the guy on my right can keep me from doing that. So I like it that this works good for me this morning. I-40's a parking lot this morning. No clue why. That's 40 up there. The overhead is never full like that this time of day. So something's going on up there. Glad I'm not part of it. And there's a water main break in downtown Raleigh this morning on McDowell Street. Thankfully, we don't go on McDowell Street. We're coming into the city at 7:20. We're not early, but we're not late. 403 watt hours per mile this morning. That's how you stay warm. 74, and the seat heaters. I think we might have had it at 78 for a while. Have a good day, buddy. I'll be picking you up, and we'll be stopping at Whole Foods on the way home.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Love you. It's pretty much gotten to the point where every time you go past the mailbox, you'd better check it, even first thing in the morning. One eBay package for Dawn and one Amazon package for me. And there's a couple pieces of junk mail pushed too far back for me to grab, and we'll get it this afternoon when we check the mail for the second or third or whatever time. Oh, here comes the mailman actually out of the driveway now. Let me back up. He didn't even look at me. Honest, I didn't do anything to this guy. I think that might be the Amazon subscribe and save. It's a little early for that. Could be though. Must have been a big box if he took the rest of the stuff up to the house. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, just saying. Yep, 2 big Amazon packages. So Michelle called Dawn and she said, look, me and my other girlfriend, we're in need of some help of driving home a stick shift car.
That's right.
And Don has that talent.
Yes, I have skills.
So he's gonna go be a white knight and help the girls get this.
Hi, Topsy. Hi. Hi, honey. You're such a good boy. Such a sleepy boy.
So it was about a 30-minute drive both directions for Don to go help the girls out. He wasn't back when I left, and I'm just headed to get Johnny now. I spent most of the morning enjoying a slice of buttered pumpkin bread, leftovers from Thanksgiving, which was really good, and taking a short nap and staying warm with Dawn and the cats, and then was working on the gyro sensor for the EV3. I think tomorrow's robotics lesson is going to be about how to make accurate turns, how to turn accurately at 90 degrees. First off, you have to understand how to code the sensor, but when you tell it to turn 90 degrees, which is not too complicated of a program, what happens is that the motors don't shut off instantaneously when you're done with the 90-degree turn. So you get a little bit of lift, a little bit of lag. The motors drift past the desired angle. So one approach is to program the robot to stop n number of degrees short of the desired degree. So assume it, for the weight and size and shape of the current robot, you determine it always goes about 6 degrees too far. So you can subtract 6 degrees off of 90, you would go 84 degrees, but it would really be a 90-degree turn. That's one way to handle it. That's not a particularly accurate way to handle it, but it works. A fancier way to handle it is to lower the speed of the motors on the robot down towards 0 as you approach the desired turn. So basically when you complete the 90 degrees, you're almost already stopped. So when you tell the robot to stop, there's not a lot more stopping to do. That's pretty effective. But both of those programs will require the kids, the guys, to know quite a good bit about the Lego programming constructs. So they'll have to know about the move tank block, which they should already, and variables, and the gyro sensor, and the weight block, and the case statements, and, you know, some stuff. You know, you look at that program and it's not a beginner level program, it's an intermediate, almost an advanced program. So I think we'll back up a bit and we'll reinforce a few things like what's a variable, because, you know, 6th graders, who's primarily these students are, have not had a lot of algebra yet, so they probably know what a variable is, but they might not know what a variable is, or they haven't used a lot of it. They know what it is, but they haven't used it enough. You know, it's more of a algebra, high school algebra kind of a thing, or an advanced math concept. So I'll do the best I can. I'm spinning in my head about how I can best convey these concepts to the kids so that we A, learn how to use the gyro sensor, and B, learn and know a good bit of other stuff about programming along the way. So I think I can pull it off. I've got a little more research before I'm ready to make a couple slides and be prepared to talk to them. Bud.
Hey, Mom.
So we're getting ready to head into Whole Foods and do our grocery shopping, but Johnny was telling me about his day, and he's taken speech and debate this this semester. So tell us a little bit about your debate today.
So it was on
It's a tricky sentence.
The people's right to know outweighs the government's need for confidentiality.
Yeah, so which side were you on?
So it got chosen for us. I was on con, and I do agree with con, and my con argument was stronger. And for any of you who are curious, this was Lincoln Douglas.
The style of debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I never had a debate class, so Johnny was using some terms or constructs for the debate that I didn't quite get. I mean, I have an opinion about the subject, but the way you were supposed to phrase it or whatever. But he's waiting to hear how he did. And you know, it's certainly an interesting topic to debate. Insert Christmas spirit and use your imagination. I see a beautifully decorated gingerbread house. It's definitely the season of Yule. So they're advertising this spumani cake. It's got a layer of pistachios, chocolate, and strawberry, and this is one of them here. It's very pretty. The poinsettias over here are gorgeous, but this part of the store near the front door, oh my God, the fan's blowing and it feels like it's 15 over here. So I don't know how happy these plants could be, but it is cold. Johnny and I got things loaded up, no problem. Since I don't have robotic stuff, I can put the groceries in the back today. I got home and Donnie helped me unload and then pulled Ruby in for me. I come out here for some stuff too. Yeah. We're gonna remember to plug her in. Yeah. Thank you, Donnie.
You're welcome.
She's down to 112 miles. I cranked that heat today, baby. Cranked the heat. We're not doing any kilowatt hour efficiency records today.
So I literally just finished this, This is supposed to be a Sopwith Camel F.1 World War I plane, and it was a project for my Science Olympiad class. It is a biplane with a radial, it's supposed to be a radial 9 engine, but I couldn't find any good front-facing radial 9, so radial 5 was the next best thing. And it's even got the wooden wheels, and I used toothpicks as the wooden beam structures. Also, toothpicks hold together this and the ends of these wings. And then here's the back. This is all notebook paper with a piece of foam stuffed inside so it doesn't completely collapse. And then there's the tail wing. Maybe needs to be shortened a little, but it's pretty good. And I used a soda can to make the front.
So I've been working on the gyro sensor code, and I've got it turning 90 degrees. That program is with a 6-degree adjustment, so it actually turned 84 degrees as far as this is concerned, which is the gyro sensor, but that ended up being a 90-degree turn, which was the desired outcome. This is a different program. It's going to go this way this time. Well, actually, I think I corrected it so that, yeah. And that one's pretty spot on. This piece of code keeps the robot in a straight line. Every time I knock it off, it puts itself back straight. I only have it going 5 rotations, but you can see that it wanted to stay straight even when I would bump it. It doesn't get itself back on track super fast, but you know, when you're sending a robot across the table, let's just watch it go straight, and sometimes it would get off track. It's not really getting shoved by somebody, so you can see there that it is staying nice and straight going forward. So a little wiggle right at the end, that's the caster wheel in these tracks. But that code knows if it goes off its straight intended path. In other words, if the angle changes at all, it puts it back. It goes back and forth. But it's such a small course adjustment that you can't tell that it's adjusting, just that it's staying straight should the need arise. And a third different piece of code that does a turn. Now that did a power down during the turn. So it was meant to stay pretty darn accurate, because by the time it's turned 90 degrees, it's moving at no speed. So that's pretty accurate. When the gyro sensor's on the robot, it's absolutely important that as you power it on, you're not moving it at all. So when you press the on, the center select button, you gotta leave it until the brick lights are green and it does the little chime that says that it's on. Otherwise it messes it up, and I saw that happen tonight. So I think I'm ready to make some slides for the kids and go in there and talk about it tomorrow. I've got my program working. I think I understand how it works. I've made all the pitfalls myself that they could possibly make. Hopefully I just won't get myself turned around in class tomorrow. But it is an advanced concept, so what I'm gonna have them do is try to make a rectangle. We're gonna put some tape on the floor, I think, and that makes a rectangle or a square, and they're gonna need to program the robot to traverse the outside of the rectangle. They won't be using the color sensor to follow the tape this time. They'll just be making nice, crisp 90-degree turns, we hope. I'm sure they'll do good.
This is my new phone because my Galaxy S6, the phone I had previously, had severe GPS malfunctions and barely worked GPS-wise. This is a Galaxy S8.
Johnny's got a new phone.
Oh.
And my loving husband is getting a special piece of carrot cake.
Oh, wow, look at that.
His own personal mini bunt carrot cake.
Wow, that is as cute as it can be.
Ruby gets to help us do a lot of stuff, right? Yeah, it's time for a haircut. Matter of fact, it was probably time a couple weeks ago. And we really don't have time to do it tonight because it's already 8:30, but we're going to do it anyway. And just saying, Johnny will not let me part it to the side. So I'm ready to part it to the side. He's not ready to have it parted to the side. Is that more comfortable now?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks much better too, buddy. I'm glad we got that done tonight so we don't have to do it over the weekend when we got fun things we want to do. You know how it is this time of the year. Lots of stuff to get done, and Not a lot of time to get it done in, but I've got the house vacuumed, and Dawn's gonna put up the tree while I go take a shower, and then I'm gonna have me a nice cup of tea while I kick back and work on today's video.